It was a beautiful summer when we traveled to Kraków, a city full of history, charm, and unforgettable experiences. But this trip was extra special, not just because we were visiting dear friends, but because we were finally going to explore one of Poland's most iconic treasures, the Wieliczka salt mine. When we arrived, we decided to buy our tickets on site at the Casa Biletowa, the ticket office. There was a bit of a line, but it moved smoothly and fast. Since we were traveling as a family, we opted for the family ticket, 2 adults plus 2 kids, which cost us 461 PLN, which is definitely a good deal. There are scheduled time slots, so it's important to choose your preferred timing. We selected the English tour, but tours are available in many different languages, making it accessible for visitors from all over the world. While waiting for our tour time, we explored the surroundings, and honestly, it felt like a destination on its own. Nearby, there's a historic graduation tower where brine water trickles down wooden structures. This process naturally creates a microclimate rich in minerals and almost like a natural inhalation therapy spot. It's said to be beneficial for respiratory health. From the top, the view is absolutely refreshing. You can see the peaceful surroundings and appreciate the beauty of the area before heading underground. Back on the ground, the kids were thrilled to find a playground where they could run, laugh, and enjoy their own little adventure. And of course, it wouldn't be summer without ice cream. So yes, we made sure to grab some and cool down under the sun. We continued walking through the green spaces, soaking in the calm atmosphere. Eventually, we found a bench near a small pond where a gentle water fountain added to the relaxing vibe. We just sat there, watching the water, feeling the breeze, and appreciating the moment. Before heading in for our tour, we also passed by the elegant Hotel Grand Salle, located just beside the mine. It's a beautiful place to stay if you want to fully experience the area without rushing. And then it was time. Time to go down, deep down into the hidden world beneath Kraków, inside the legendary Wieliczka salt mine. We started with the stairs, step after step, level after level. Honestly, I don't know what energy we had that day because we didn't even realize we had already walked down hundreds of wooden steps. And all throughout, our tour guide was right there with us, talking, explaining, and guiding us deeper into history.
Now there are two doors and we are entering a narrow corridor, so please be careful, uneven floor, low ceiling, so we have to be careful, and then we will carry on. This is still the first level, 64 meters below the surface. For the door.
And then you feel it. That moment when you realize you are deep underground. The air is cool, the silence is different, the space feels alive. It made me wonder, how did miners do this centuries ago? No air conditioning, no modern lighting, no safety equipment like today. Just courage and faith.
Miners built underground shafts which connected only levels. For example, level 1 to level 2 or level 3. 108 such as smaller underground shafts were built. We are just going to approach one.
As we move along, our guide explained the machines, tools, and mechanisms used in mining.
Also take a look at this huge block of salt. We call it barrels. Such a barrels were produced here, product from our mine. Barrels were very heavy, they could weigh 500 kilograms and they were extremely expensive.
We saw massive wooden structures, early lifting systems powered by human or animal strength, used to pull heavy blocks of salt to the surface. We passed through ancient tunnels like the Krecini chamber, dating back before 1666.
Please don't touch any statues. You can imagine what would happen to the statues if so many people touch it with our warm hands. The statues would be easily dissolved. So please don't touch any statues. But if you feel like touching or even licking the walls, I don't mind. But please avoid the statues.
One of the highlights was the chamber dedicated to Nicholas Copernicus, who actually visited the mine in the 15th century. Then came the story of Princess Kinga, the Hungarian princess who is said to have brought salt to Poland.
She knew that no rock salt was mined in Poland and decided to ask her father for a group of salt miners. She wished to find salt in Poland with their help. Without a second thought, the king presented to Kinga an entire salt mine in Hungary. The princess visited the mine on her way to Krakow. She came near the mine shaft and, surprisingly, threw her engagement ring into it. When she arrived to her new country, she requested the miners to look for salt. The results came soon. The miners discovered salt deposits near Krakow that gave Poland centuries-long prosperity. They say that Kinga's engagement ring was found in the first salt lump extracted.
According to legend, she threw her engagement ring into a Hungarian salt mine, and it was later discovered here in Wieliczka, a story of fate, destiny, and miracles. And the Górsko passage from the 17th century. We even learned how miners use light carefully because underground gases could cause explosions. Instead of open flames, they use safer methods over time, constantly adapting to avoid disaster. Each chamber had its own story. Some had life-size displays of miners showing how they work, cutting salt blocks, transporting them, lighting their paths. And yes, salt was once as valuable as gold. It preserved food, sustained life, and shaped entire economies. Also saw the statue of Kazimierz Wielki III, the king who greatly contributed to the development of the mine in the 14th century. As we walked deeper, we saw underground lakes, calm, mysterious bodies of water formed naturally over time. We reached incredible depths, up to 90 meters, and later even deeper. Statues, walls, chandeliers, even tiny dwarfs, which represent mining folklore and the spirits believed to protect workers underground. We passed chapels like Kaplitsa, Świętego Antoniego, and then came the most breathtaking part. The iconic St. Kinga's Chapel, a full underground church carved entirely from salt. Yes, this is not just a chapel. It is often called a cathedral underground, and weddings, concerts, and even masses are held here. The chandeliers sparkle, the walls tell stories through carvings, and the atmosphere, absolutely divine. But my personal favorite, the Chopin Chamber. As music filled the space, echoing softly through the salt walls, it felt magical, peaceful, almost unreal, like time slowed down just for that moment. We took a short break where there were restrooms, snacks, and souvenir shops, yes, even deep underground. There were displays of different salt crystals, and I couldn't believe how beautiful they were. Who knew salt could look like this? We even dined in the underground food hall chamber, a surreal experience, eating a warm meal while being surrounded by centuries-old salt walls. But the journey wasn't over yet. From the dining hall to the exit, it was still a long, dark, and chilly walk. And honestly, I cannot imagine going back up using the stairs. That would probably take me months. Thankfully, elevators brought us back to the surface. Before leaving, we passed by the souvenir shop and I wanted to take everything home because now I understood the value of salt, not just as an ingredient but as history, as survival, as art. And of course, we ended the night the best way possible, celebrating salt with tequila.